the 11-step process to manage a brand on an ongoing basis. So you need a brand and a brand plan. Once you understand the power of brands in marketing, you will ask yourself, how do I create a brand? And then how do I manage it on an ongoing basis? I will answer these questions. So once you've made a brand and it's launched and it's in the market, making money, making customers happy, making the world a better place with its purpose and mission, how do you then maintain a brand? And this is an area a lot of people neglect. So they launch a brand, but they forget a brand is like a living thing. It needs to be maintained, constantly invested in, and nurtured. Otherwise, it'll just die. And where it lives is in the mind of the consumer. If you stop paying the rent to live in consumer's mind and develop it, it'll die in the consumer's mind and it'll get replaced by somebody else's brand, probably your competitors. So it's very important, once you have a brand and it's launched, what is your plan to maintain and grow that brand over time as your business grows? So that's what we will cover here. So this is the 11-step process to actually manage a brand. And this should sit in your brand plan, which would be a part of your overall marketing plan, given that the brand is one element of the total marketing plan. So how do you manage a brand? First thing you do, so this is saying you have an existing brand, you're thinking, what are we going to do with the brand in this coming year and the next 2 years? So definitely planning for next year, but maybe also 3-year time horizon. First thing you do is look at the previous year's brand performance. Pull all the metrics and KPIs from your financial and accounting system or your management information. How did the brand perform? You can do it at total, obviously sales, margin, volume, etc. You can also do split it out by channel if you have that, and also by product tier. So if you have different brands like sub brands, just pull out everything you can and look at how did they all perform last year. But let's keep it simple for this one to say you're going to just look at the total brand. You have one brand. Let's look at the previous year's brand performance to know where we are. Did it decline? Are we flat? Or we're already on a growth journey and we want to accelerate that? So then you do a performance summary of that. Just what I said. Are we in a good place? Where is it a turnaround situation? Or we just want to put fuel on the growth fire? So then you look at, well, what's our brand ambition? The performance summary in previous year's performance tells you, hey, this is where we are right now. What's the brand ambition for next year and the following years? And this should have some clear metrics and KPIs. Our brand ambition is to grow. Maybe it's a couple of percentage points in awareness and preference. We want to do some correlation linked to sales. We want to, however you want to grow the brand. And also with brand ambition, do you want to be, in terms of market share and the minds of the consumers, do you want to be the number one brand in your category, in your industry, or the number one brand in one particular channel? Where do you want to be? But you have to put the ambition for what you want the brand to be. If you like the content in this video and you want to learn more marketing tools and techniques to grow your business, I've got a free video for you. Just head over to stepstogrowth.com and you can check out that video. And then number 4, a recap on the summary of insights. So back on the previous step of making the brand, we had customer insights, very important. Again, this could be a 1-page. What is the summary of insights you have around the customer? Has anything changed from when you developed and launched the brand? If it has, note it. Otherwise, it's just a refresher. Hey, these are the insights we have about the customer. This is what they want. This is what their needs are, and this is why they are looking to buy our brand and our products or services. Again, competitor summary. This could also be a 1-page. If you have done this in great detail before, which you should have prior to launching the brand, you'll know a lot about what your competitors are doing. So again, could be 1 page, just a summary. What are the competitors doing? Competitors don't stand still either. Nothing ever stands still in business. So have a relook. Are the competitors doing exactly the same things with their brands, or have they relaunched a brand? Have they launched a sub brand? Are they doubling their investment in the brand? Are they trying to own particular channels or online or something? Are they trying to crowd you out? What are they doing? Very important to know. And then you look at your product and service portfolio for your brands by tier. So again, if you just have like one brand and one product, that's quite simple. But in most cases, you will have your overall all brand, and then you'll have a number of products or a number of services. And that's what it means by tier. So a simple example of by tier, if you have a product that's like a premium product, your most expensive, and then a mainstream product, and then a kind of a cheaper, low-end, price fighter type product. You can have one brand that stretches to do all of those things, or you can have like two brands, so you can have like a premium and a mainstream, and then a different brand for price fighting, kind of the low end of the market, or you can have three. What is my premium brand, mainstream brand, and low brand? However you have it, if you have it like this, pull out that data and look at what's your performance by tier. So that's a simple example, basically like, premium, mainstream, low end, so it's like high, medium, low, however you define your tiers in your industry or your market. Pull out the performance of what's happened there. And then pricing maps. Now this is super important. Pricing is the most important lever within the marketing mix. It's the most powerful because a simple increase in price correlates directly to a double-digit increase in net profit in many cases. Yet it's the one area marketers tend to spend the least, and particularly by brands. So you gather pricing. What a brand price map is, you look at your brand pricing versus your competitors by brand, and you need to plot it on a graph to say, well, this is what I'm charging for my brand, this is what the competitors are charging for their brands. They're saying it's the same brand. What's the percentage difference between them? Are you higher or lower? Is that where you want to be positioned? And it goes back to that competitor summary. Have any competitors made any big moves of either trying to go more expensive or trying to undercut you? So know exactly where your brand sits, because price is also one of the biggest and easiest ways for customers to position your brand in a market. If you're the most expensive or one of the most expensive, they're going to automatically assume, are you more premium? Versus if you are out to be the cheapest, it tells you something about the brand as well. We're a no frills brand. You get what you pay for. You get the product or service for this price with nothing else extra delivered with it. So brand pricing maps to know where you are on pricing. If you want a custom plan to upgrade your marketing, head over to stepstogrowth.com, watch a short video, sign up for a strategy call, and we can talk about what it's like to build that out for you. The next part is brand threats and opportunities. So threats, list out, you need to know what these are. Again, is the market changing? Is new competitors piling in? Is somebody big like acquiring or buying lots of companies in your industries and swallowing up the brands, or going to launch a mega brand to dominate them all? What are the threats? But what are also the opportunities for your brand? Could be something similar. If people are losing focus because they're being bought up, can you go into new channels? Can you take your brand to new countries? Can you take it to, like, say, new areas of online sales platforms you haven't done before? What are the opportunities for the brand? And then the next part is this is the real key part of the brand plan. You've done all of the other things, especially for steps 4 to 8. Why are you doing the insights? Why are you looking at competitors again? Why are you looking at your product or service portfolio by tier? Why are you looking at what's going on with pricing? What are the threats and opportunities? The only reason you're doing all of that is to then make the plan for the coming year of what you're going to do different with the brand. So these are called your levers of growth. What are you going to do by channel, either the different channels you sell into, or by your brand initiatives? And brand initiatives can be whatever you define them, but they should be linked to the marketing mix. So a brand initiative could be an online and a TV media campaign, as an example. But how are you going to grow the brand? That's effectively what this is saying. Are you going to invest more in the same channels? Are you going to go into new channels? Are you going to launch a sub-brand? Whatever it is, you take all of the insights and information from steps 4 to 8 and say, okay, these are our big threats to guard against. So maybe we need to spend more in this area to defend but these are our big opportunities. Maybe we just need to spend more and put our focus on this particular brand in this particular area to sell more. This is where you actually put the plan of what you are going to do. And then you zoom that down to what's the priority growth areas. So in any new plan, you're probably going to land up with, we need to do these 5 to 10 things, and some of them you must do. But then you can still shrink that down further to go, well, what's the real priority areas? If we have to do 10 things, that becomes difficult. But really, in reality, there's going to be like maybe 3 to maximum 5 that are really going to move the needle for your brand and your business. So what is the priority growth areas? If you're going to put more chips on those areas for growth, and you need to get some extra resources for that. For example, you need to reallocate resources, or maybe you need to hire additional resources for marketing. You only know that once you know where your growth areas are. So say, for example, it's okay, we have no social media game at all. This is a growth area because we want to improve our brand awareness and preference. We need a social media manager as a simple example. And then the summary. So this is how do you pull all of this together to say, steps 1 to 3, even steps 1 to 4. This is where we are and this is where we're going. Steps 5 to 8 is this is what's happening. And then steps 9 and 10 to go, this is what we're actually going to do. This is the plan for the coming year. And the summary can then get shrunk also down to like 1 page. This is our activity plan of what we're going to do, with budgets, with implementation timelines, and with resources of who is doing what. The key things that you should have in the summary is these 3. What is the objectives and growth targets for the brand? What is the marketing plan and brand plan summary? So again, just a couple of pages, it's a summary. And what is the initiatives, timetables, and budget? So at the end of this document could be quite short, as long as you follow the 11 steps, but it could also be quite long. It could be 20, 40 pages. It could be as big as you want, depending if you're deep into data and analysis. You can have lots of backup. But at the end of it, it needs to come back to what is the summary. So it should only be 3 pages at the end. 1 page, what is your objective and growth targets for the brand? 2nd page, what's the link to the wider marketing plan? And what's the brand plan summary? And thirdly, what I mentioned before, what is the 1 page of your initiatives? This is like your activity calendar. Initiatives, timetables, what you're going to do when, the budgets to support that, the resources to support that, and the accountability, who is actually responsible for doing this. And that is it. That is how you manage your brand every year. So you go through this process, the summary will be the output, and then you just into execution and implementation for the rest of the year. So you do this once a year, whatever that 12-month period is for you. You check everything, get your new summary, and then you're just into execution for the next year. And that is how you manage a brand, because a brand must be actively managed, and this is the 11-step framework to do that. So I hope that's helpful for you. I will save this template and I will drop it for you to download for free in a link in the description, so you can get that and start doing the 11-step process. Now, just a final note on this. Don't go too far down the rabbit hole of only focusing on the brand. Don't forget, the brand is just one element of the overall marketing mix and the overall marketing plan. So the brand does need its own brand plan, but it sits within the wider marketing plan. So I hope that's useful. If you want access to the full framework for how to make and manage a brand, then simply go to our website at stepstogrowth.com, get in touch. I'll be more than happy to help with this. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Let me know in the comments below any feedback or other topics you would like to hear for the future. And don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you again soon.